Okay, I want to talk about flashing. Flashing is where the molds meet on a plastic miniature um, when it's in production. So hopefully you can see this. Um, the mold lines. There's one right here over the knuckles. You can barely see it over the blade. There's some right here on the back arms of this. My thumbs. Sorry, guys. There's one right here on this back arm of this miniature here. But what this is where the molds meet, and this is a little remnant of plastic. So what we have to do is remove this, and on a lot of newer painters, I see that they're not scraping these lines or removing them, which is, I mean, that's your decision. But to make a better miniature, you want to scrape these lines. This is a WizKids Pathfinder model. The issue I have with these is they're pre-primered, and that keeps people from wanting to actually remove the flashing, but you still need to remove the flashing or it's just not going to look great. So what you would do, never pull a knife towards you on a model, because what you're going to do if you do that is you'll end up cutting into the model. So you want to pull towards you, but you want the blade to be pointed away from you. So and you just scrape down like this, and you just do it a couple times over. The plastic's a lot easier than it is on metal. Sometimes you have to get a file out for metal, but as you see, it's coming off on my finger there. But it's just the way to remove the flashing. Now you actually don't need a blade as long like as far as using the sharp end of the blade. You can actually use the blunt end of the blade as well, because there's a small edge on there and it'll scrape that off. I know there is a tool from GW that's just a metal blade with no sharp edges. It's just kind of like this all the way over. So, but I prefer an X-Acto knife. So you just gotta scrape those edges there until you get the miniature cleaned up. Now another thing you can do on larger flat areas after you give it a good scrape is take your paintbrush, if you have any acetone, and take an old paintbrush and dip the tip of it into the acetone, and then rub it over those areas that are flat and large in area, not an area with a lot of detail. And what will happen is that will actually end up causing the acetone to smooth the plastic out, and then that will actually help get rid of any scrapes and lines that you may have occurred while you were scraping your miniature. But never really do it over like this area here, because that's a large detail area. Or never do it over the face, but any large flat areas like the blade of an instrument or a weapon, and just large patches of area that can actually smooth it out. Hopefully this helps. This is just a little quick tip. Thanks, guys.